KILR Killer Games.
Hello gamers, simmers, and pilots, I am the Killer Gamer, and welcome to my tour around the world featuring Microsoft Flight Simulator X10 Steam Edition SE, which doesn't mean special edition, but I guess it could be, considering that it has a few little nooks and crannies that are a little bit better than the box version. So, I got a light off here to the side just to kind of simulate that we're in night instead of having this room backdrop behind me. Real, it's not a green screen or anything. Although I have like this turquoise green wall, which is kind of ugly to look at, but it's a nice soothing color. So, but anyhow. I look all dark and mysterious. What I like to do is something that we haven't quite looked at before, and that's kind of getting into VoxATC and what it has and what you can do. So let's go ahead and pull that, because there's not going to be much to see on this flight. It's all going to be dark, but I hope you still join me anyway, because there's not too many people that do night flights, I've noticed, on Flight Simulator. Yeah, sure, they'll do like flights in a city, you know, like landing or something. But an actual full flight that's at night, I haven't seen it done, have you? And I think it's mainly because they think it's gonna be boring. Well, I guess. But, you know, I'm still doing this world tour, and I want to do some during the day, and I want to do some at night, just because. It's something that I really enjoyed doing when I was doing my own travels. You know, basically just sticking with the simulator time and not really taking hours off. I mean, from the simulator, I mean. I wouldn't be sitting there doing like flights 24 hours a day. That'd be crazy. I couldn't do that. I'd be falling asleep at the yoke, and well, that's not a good thing. But anyhow, I think I did that one time and I ran out of fuel. That was a long time ago, though. I think it was a teenager or something. I ran out of fuel and passed out. Anyway. So yeah, I would just keep the simulator time the same and just kind of play it all the way through. So that way I would have equal amount of nighttime as I did daytime, and be able to see the sun come up and the sun go down. And that was on, you know, not every simulator, but I've done it on Commodore 64 and the Amiga and Flight Simulator 5 and 98. Flight Simulator 9, and I've done it a little bit on FSX before I started doing this world tour thing. But anyway, let's get into VoxATC. So let me go ahead and pull some stuff up here. So one of the things here is the settings. So when you open up the VoxATC settings, you get here where you can put in your ATC call sign. Now, if you just put in general aviation, then they're just going to refer to you as in phonetics, like here, November 1313 Foxtrot. That's all they're going to say. Student general aviation, I don't know. I think they might say trainer, and then the numbers, but I don't know. I've never used that one. For USGA, it's going to say whatever the name of your plane is. Is it a Cessna? Is it a Bonanza? Is it King Air? And that's determined by your aircraft config file in your flight simulator directory. So if there's not anything there, I think it's like ATC call sign, then it's just going to say the letters and numbers. But if you have it in there where it says Bonanza or Cessna or whatever, then it's actually going to read that. And so if you're listening to ATC and you're not hearing like airline names, then that means that you need to go into those config files and find out if there's something that's missing on the it's like ATC. I think it's ATC call sign, either that or airline call sign. Which we go into the next one here, airline, and your call sign would have to be something in regards to the airline itself in order for it to say it properly. And then you've got the ability where you can have a first officer, and the first officer will talk to you and will change the radios and everything. And then you've got en route traffic instructions. I think that's pretty much where they guide you, along your path. And this is what I usually have selected, is this right here. And then traffic density, this is how much traffic it's going to generate at your starting airport and your departure airport. It doesn't do anything in between. It only does starting and departing. Sorry, that came out wrong. Your starting airport and... Talia, stop touching the keyboard. My black kitty is right here in front of me. She's trying to stay warm, and she likes to lay on the keyboard, which is not a good thing. So starting and destination, basically, I really can't speak. Your departure and your destination airport, all right? It's going to create your air traffic in those two places. And I like to have some activity at the airport, so I usually move that up to 100%, and it usually does pretty well. At major airports, I do need to turn it down a little bit. And also, you have to make sure that you have, in the simulator itself, in Flight Simulator, you turn off air traffic. Because VoxATC creates its own traffic because it controls it. It's the only one that does that. So if you use Flight Simulator air traffic, if you have that setting up, it's going to generate air traffic. VoxATC is going to generate air traffic. It's not going to know what to do with the Flight Simulator generated traffic. And so you're going to wind up with planes going into each other, and it's a complete mess. So if you're using VoxATC and you're wondering, why does this look like a convoluted mess? Well, that's because you need to turn your air traffic to 0 on the Flight Simulator settings. And if you just don't like how it generates traffic at your starting and destination airport, but you would still like to hear, the air traffic and interact with it and everything, well, as far as the talking, then just turn the traffic density to this down. I don't know why you would want to do that. If you just want to use an air traffic control program and be able to talk to it, then you probably want to go with something else. But as far as this is concerned, that's how you want to do your settings. And it's actually very cool that this ATC program generates its own air traffic and controls it. It's amazing to actually watch when you hear the ATC tell the planes that are out there, do this, do that, and you actually see them do that. It's pretty cool. So we'll go ahead and cancel out of this, and I'll pull up another setting. Okay, so here is advanced settings. You've got something here for your nav data folder. I've not messed with this, but what is that Jeppesen data or Navigraph data? You can have it in a folder in a certain format, and the ATC will pull up automatically like whatever SIDS or stars that you're supposed to use. So that's kind of neat. Like I said, I don't have that because I like flying general aviation for the most part. Not so much airlines. I did when I was with the Virtual Airlines. I was with Delta Virtual Airlines. I still have an account with them, and I tried to get it reactivated, and it did get reactivated, but I couldn't log into the site, and I got deactivated again, and I'm just like, whatever. But yeah, if I did airlines, then I would like to get the Navigraph data in there and do the SIDS and stars. But with general aviation, don't worry about it. Taxi route lights. This is kind of cool. So at airports with dedicated ground frequency, the route that ATC wants you to follow would be displayed as a line of green lights up the center of the taxiway. And that's kind of neat. So if you need some help as far as where it's as far as which way to go, it's good to have that on, and I do. You can click that disable. It's a lot nicer than the ATC that's with Flight Simulator 2002, 2004, and FSX, where you're like, I'm unfamiliar with the airport, and it puts out this pink line, So the lights is actually, it looks a little bit more natural. It's kind of nice. Process priority. This is where you can say the performance of VoxATC FSX may be improved by changing the priority of it. I don't mess with this. I leave it at normal. Export mode. There's no instruction on what to say or do. Only readbacks and responses are displayed. So this is good, I think, for real pilots who are looking to practice using their phrases without looking at a cheat sheet to do it. So you can turn that on, and you don't have to have the window that tells you what to say. You say it because you know how it's supposed to be said. As you've seen in other flights, I just have the window. I let it tell me what it is, because I don't want to struggle with it trying to understand me. And then you got your process affinity, so that way if you've got more than one core, you can select which cores to run it on. Again, I don't mess with that. Maybe I should. I don't know. Logging, you can log your flight, I think, as far as like everything that's said and told you. So yeah, I don't mess with that. Okay, so this one here is the ATC aircraft type name editor. This is not something I really mess with either. But it says this will be the type of designation you will be prompted to use when calling ATC. Yeah, it's a whole bunch of stuff. I don't make use of it, so we'll just leave that one alone. Okay, now this window is a flight plan trainer. So you would load up your flight plan, and then you would train VoxATC, as far as all the things that are supposed to come up. And I think that might help, like, where it abbreviates memorial as MEML, and you can train it to say, no, this is supposed to be memorial. I don't know. This is another thing that I haven't really messed with. You've got flight plan extras. You can set a waypoint to hold at en route. Flight plan variations and the flight plan to the alternate destination airport. This is kind of cool. Not something that I mess with again. I think for real pilots, you know, those that would like to get it as close as possible, you might want to use this. And then you've got your joystick and keyboard set up here as far as the controls. So assign press to talk, assign ident. So for with transponder if it says change the squawk code and ident. This is where you would set that. For the joystick, this is normally set to spacebar, but if you want to use your spacebar to do a mouse view, that tends to be a problem. So I assigned it to a button on my my joypad. And there's a few things that there's like a network thing that I won't go over, but I'll go over like the things that I've used. So this here is your panel setup. Now your panel is this right here. Okay, this is your panel. You need to have this in order for VoxATC to run. And when you first install VoxATC, you run the panel setup. It looks for all your aircraft, and it installs that panel into the config file. Now, of course, you can do it manually, but this is a lot easier. So whenever you add new aircraft, you want to run this panel setup, and then it will show you, oh, okay, you don't have panels installed for these, and then you can go ahead and check those and click install, and it will modify your config file so that way your panels show up and you can use VoxATC on them. And this one here is the procedural pronunciation editor. This one I've not really used. But I think this is like your SIDS and stars. You can load up. Here's your airport. You can set it. I don't know. This may be a cool thing. I don't mess with it. So this thing is the remove taxiway center lights. If there are certain ones that you don't want to have that light to guide you in the center, you can turn it off. Voice configuration. Okay, now this is the one that you'll be using probably quite a bit here. This is where you select your controller voices and your pilot voices, and you can go in here and change things. Now, I don't have all of these voices. I have something called Sepstra, and it's a thing to where you can buy the voices from there, and then you can also do a demo on certain ones. And so it will say, you can hear what they are. So like here's Allison.
This voice is not licensed. Please visit www.capstrol.com to purchase a license. You have selected Capstrol Allison to speak.
So on those, it will actually use the voice, but you'll hear that thing every single time. This voice is not licensed, blah, 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 blah. So whichever voices you did register, you would just go ahead and move it into whichever one that you want to move it into.
This voice is not licensed.
So that's
Please
Amy.
visit www.capstrol.com to purchase a license.
Okay.
You have elected Capstrol Amy to speak.
Okay, so I pretty much have the ones that I use the most. The ones that this guy here, the Vox Pop male voice, one of them I need to change because I don't quite like it. So where I was, and I mentioned that I wanted to change it. Oh, that's right. So these are the ones that aren't being used. Whenever you use it, it moves it. Let's see which one it is
You
here.
have selected Vox Pop Male Voice 1 to speak.
No, I'm fine with that one.
You have selected Vox Pop Male Voice 2 to speak.
You have selected Vox Pop Male Voice 3
That's fine.
to speak.
You have selected Vox Pop Male Voice 4 to speak.
So the Vox Pop voices are with, you can download those from VoxATC. And they come with special ones that have filters and static filters to make it sound like they're coming over a radio. Vox Pop Male Voice 2 is the one that's a little annoying to listen to when I'm trying to get directions from air traffic control. So I'm going to remove that one, but I'm going to keep them here in the pilot voices because I don't care too much about those. Maybe we can remove one of the pilot ones from here and move it over here. Guess that's a possibility. I've got more memory on my computer now, so, well, in my replacement computer, temporary one. I do have all the pieces I need for my i7 computer. I just need to put it together now. Let's see here.
You have selected VW Bridget to speak.
Alright, so I have the VWs. Let's go ahead and we'll move them over. I don't know. See, when you have voices for your controllers and voices for your pilots, then you start hearing the same thing back and forth, and it gets a little confusing, but I'd like to have a little bit of variety here. How about Paul?
You have selected VW Paul to speak.
No. Let's find something else here. There's Microsoft Mike and Microsoft Mary. Do I have them? Oh yeah, I already have them over here in the pilots. Let's move them out. Let's see. See if we want to use them. Microsoft Mike, do you speak? Ooh, they don't speak. Okay. That may explain why I have some blanks. We're going to take them out. Microsoft Anna. I've used her on the first officer voice, but I don't use the first officer, so. Shouty, now him I do have.
You have selected Capsule Shouty to speak.
I've only used him here and there. As far as the other ones, though, you can see I don't have a whole lot here. Yeah, I guess I'll just leave it this way. That's fine. Okay, and then settings. Here's all your voices, and you can set like how loud they are. And how fast they go. So with a lot of these, the Kepstrel, Sepstrel, whatever they're pronounced, they're very soft. I have to turn it up all the way, and then even then it's not loud enough. So in order to do recordings, I've got to adjust the settings on everything else. It's kind of annoying. Okay, so what's going on right now is the indexer. So whenever you add scenery, airports or something, you're going to want to run the indexer. That might be for aircraft also, so that way it knows it's there. And I was running it there, and I actually don't need to run it. So finish. Alright, now remember when I was talking about your aircraft config files and wanting your plane to say the type of aircraft and that you want to check to make sure that it's in there? That's what I'm showing you right now. So for the Steam Edition, you go to your Steam folder, Steam Apps, Common, FSX, Sim Objects, and Airplanes. If you're just running the Boxed Edition, then you just go to your Flight Simulator 10 folder, and then Sim Objects, and then Airplanes. So a little bit more simpler with the Boxed Edition. I don't know about P3D, because I don't have it. But I'm sure it's something similar. So what we'll do, since I fly the A2A Beechcraft 35, just open this up, and you'll open up your, this is the aircraft config file right here, and pull this up, and you could do it on TextPad, but I recommend Notepad++. It organizes it and everything. So what you're looking for is this section here, General, and it's going to be under ATC _ type. So if you just want to do a find and search for the ATC, just type in ATC _ type, and there you go. So like in this case, it refers to me as beach. Let's go ahead and change that. Let's change it to Bonanza. Beach who? We'll change it to Bonanza. And we'll go ahead and save that. And we'll see if it actually refers to us as Bonanza. So lastly, what we need to do is enable VoxATC. And if your window doesn't come up right away, you just go up to Instrument Panel. Boom, there it is, VoxATC. Recent comms, this is kind of nice to have open. This will give you a list of all the communications that was happening. Gives you a log. So if you miss something, you can bring up recent comms and you'll be able to see it there. So let's go ahead and click Enable, and you will see what it's doing. So I'm running 7.41. I haven't updated it yet.
Test.
So it's going through all the voices
Test.
that you've got installed.
Test.
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 Test. Test.
Best. Best.
Sounds like you're saying best.
Test. Test.
Test. Test.
Test. Test. Test.
Test.
Test.
And that last one was Microsoft Anna. Now, in order for this to work, you have to have a flight plan loaded. If you don't have a flight plan loaded, VoxATC is not going to know what to do. So, if you start it up and it doesn't seem to be working, it's because you don't have your flight plan loaded. So, it's initializing. And here we go. It starts off, says tune to Green Bay Radio 122.25.
Kennedy Memorial Unicom, Cessna 8135, Quebec.
Of course, it doesn't seem to know that the radios are off.
Kennedy Memorial Unicom. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Cessna 8135, Quebec, at Park 1, request airport information.
Set.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and mute that. And we'll go ahead and talk about our flight. So here's our lovely map, and this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be flying from John F. Kennedy. You can't hear the ATC. It's still going through my headset. But we're going right here to Gogebic-Iron County. It's Ironwood. Over here in Ironwood, Michigan. Yeah, so we're crossing from Wisconsin over to Michigan. So I hope the video has not been completely boring so far. I hope you found it at least useful as far as the VoxATC is concerned. I've talked about it. I haven't really dug into like how it works. So I hope that was helpful for you. Give you an idea if it's something that you want to use. It is kind of dated, even though it is still updated. I think there are probably still better options out there, like Pilot to ATC, for example, because for the price you get a lot more than just ATC. You got a flight planner, and it's pretty nice. That's just based on videos that I've watched. I don't have Pilot to ATC. It was not out when VoxATC came out. So at the time that VoxATC was around, it was nice. It was pretty revolutionary. And I still like it from time to time. And what I like about it is that it gives the names of the airports. You hear the pilots saying the names of the airports. Just like default ATC, it also does that too. I really like that. Other ATC programs, such as ProFlight Emulator, ProFlight 3, it doesn't do that. It just reads off the ICAO code. Radar Contact does the same thing. I assume that Pilot to ATC is also reading off the name of the airport, since it's text-to-speech. So I like to switch off between ATC programs. So we're going to go ahead and unmute, and we will go ahead and... My goodness, that's loud.
Kennedy Memorial traffic. Cessna
Where's that guy at?
7173 Sierra. Taxiing to runway 31.
Who knows? Kennedy Memorial. So let's go ahead and check our maintenance here. We'll go ahead and inspect the aircraft, make sure everything is good to go. Alright, general condition, excellent shape. Good. Don't know if I'm going to worry too much about the checklist this time around. Let's go ahead and start turning on stuff here.
Kennedy Memorial traffic. Cessna 7173 Sierra. Taking runway 31. Departing to the southeast. Kennedy Memo.
Let's see, our parking brakes are on. Put in the mixture. Let's put that in. Got to turn on our fuel pump. Wait for it to get into the green there. Alright, and we'll turn that off. And I think we just pull out the prop thing 3 times, because that's what I remember it saying. And we just go ahead and get this thing started. And there we go. Good to go. Oh. Yeah, turn that down. We don't want to go anywhere. Alright, let's see, what else do we need to do here?
Kennedy Memorial Unicom, Cessna 11907 Oscar.
Turn on
Cessna
our radios.
11907 Oscar. Kennedy Memorial Unicom. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Cessna 11907
Let's see, is our defroster working here?
Request airport information.
Defrost. Alright.
Cessna 11907 Oscar. Altimeter 2977. Weigh in 290 at 4. And use runway 31.
Cessna 11907 Oscar.
Let's set this up to 5,000 here. I'm like looking for the airplane to see where it's at because I hear it. So remember, it's
Kennedy Memorial Traffic.
so loud.
Cessna 11907 Oscar. Taxiing to runway 31. Kennedy MEML.
Gotta like how they're so quiet. MEMEL, MEMEL. Alright, cow flaps need to be open. And well, I think that'll do it. We need to tune into Green Bay Radio, which is 122.25. So let's go ahead and do that. 122.25.
Kennedy Memorial Traffic. Cessna 11907.
Okay. Get my control here. And remember I told you it reads off what you're supposed to say. So here it is. And that expert mode will make that disappear. So you have to actually know the phraseology. So if you're looking to practice, or you're a real pilot and you don't need this crap, then put on expert mode. Green Bay Radio, Beach 1313 Foxtrot, 122.25 Kennedy Memorial. It still says Beach.
1313 Foxtrot, Green Bay Radio. Go ahead.
I think I have to re-index it in order for it to say it correctly. Not sure. We'll have to keep practicing with that. Green Bay Radio, Beach 1313 Foxtrot, ready for clearance, Gogebic-Iron County.
Beach 1313 Foxtrot, stand by.
It said CO, but if you get most of it, it understands you. Alright, stand by and wait to be
Beach
called back.
1313 Foxtrot, ATC, clears you to Gogebic-Iron Co Airport, cleared as filed. Maintain 5000, clearance void after 0305 Zulu, squawk 3035.
Beach 1313 Foxtrot, cleared to Gogebic-Iron County Airport, cleared as filed. Maintain 5000, clearance void after 0305 Zulu, squawk 3035.
Beach 1313 Foxtrot, read back correct.
Alright, I'm going to move
Green
this.
Bay Radio, Cessna 7259 or X-ray, 122.25 Kennedy Ashland.
Cessna 7259 or X-ray, Green Bay Radio. Go ahead.
Cessna 725.
Okay, we're going to change that. Oops. I don't know where all those
Kennedy
sounds
Memorial
come from.
Traffic, Cessna 7259 or X-ray, taxiing to runway 31, Kennedy MEML.
Kennedy Memorial Unicom, Beach 1313 Foxtrot, request airport information.
Beach 1313 Foxtrot, altimeter 2977, surface wind calm, and use runway 31.
2997. Okay, there it goes. Roger, Beach 1313 Foxtrot. Kennedy Memorial Traffic, Beach 1313 Foxtrot, taxiing to runway 31, Kennedy Memorial. Alright, so we're going to runway 31. Now I didn't disable those taxiway lights, so let's see if it has them where they should be. Let's see if we see some center lights here.
Kennedy Memorial Traffic, Cessna 7259 or X-ray, taking runway 31, departing to the southeast, Kennedy MEML.
Oh, there's a plane right over there. Let's see here. We are... looks like we're going the right way.
Kennedy Memorial traffic, Cessna 8135 Quebec, leaving the area to the southeast, Kennedy Memorial.
Now, if you watch my Flight Simulator 98 and 2000 series, you may have noticed that with the air traffic that I create and where I put the pilot voices in and their phrases, I do the same thing. This is what inspired me to do that and use the text to voice. But since I can customize what they say,
Kennedy Memorial traffic, Cessna 7173 Sierra, leaving the area to the southeast, Kennedy Memorial.
there are some that don't quite say the things that they're supposed to say. I throw in a little bit of humor with them, so and you only get to hear part of them with Flight Simulator 98 based on wind direction, but with Flight Simulator 2000 I have it set up where you just hear all of them, and so I've got planes coming in from every which way, and you just hear all of them because I put a little bit of work into getting that stuff recorded and in the game. Okay, we're coming over here to the runway. Whoa. Probably you're supposed to go on the runway itself to taxi. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm not ready. Hold on. Hold on there, Sparky. Let's get our landing lights on here. I've seen the other planes turn on their landing lights when they're taking off, so I assume I have to do it the same way. Kennedy Memorial traffic, Beach 1313 Foxtrot, taking runway 31, departing to the east, Kennedy Memorial. And that is all we need to do. I'm going to go ahead and set this right about there. I think should do it. What are you meowing about? We're taking off. Go find a seat.
Kennedy Memorial traffic, Cessna 11907 Oscar, leaving the area to the southeast, Kennedy MEML.
Ow! Will you stop complaining? Bring our landing gear up. Ashland right down below us. Talia, if you start stepping on the keyboard. I don't need you crashing our plane. Oh, stop hitting me with your tail. Adjust our elevator trim here because it's going up too fast. There we go. Okay, now Now it's going down. We don't want that. The wind is kind of blowing us off to the side here. Let's see if we can. I don't think we need the pitot heat on. Oh, my word, this thing is like turning. It's turning and I don't want it to turn. And let's go ahead and turn on heading. We'll arm our altitude thing. Turn on the autopilot, and we should be good to go from here. Let's turn this on to nav, and that will help us lock into our route here and get us going. We don't need our taxi lights and landing lights on anymore.
Kennedy Memorial traffic, Cessna 7259 or X-ray, leaving the area to the southeast. Kennedy MEML.
Man, I need to clean my desk. So many things to do, it never ends. I need to talk. Kennedy Memorial traffic, Beach 1313 Foxtrot, leaving the area to the east. Kennedy Memorial. Alright, we're good to go. Tune to Oceanic Center. What? What do you mean Oceanic Center? Nowhere close to the ocean. What the heck? Oh, man. Sometimes this thing has some issues. Unless that's correct. I don't think it's correct, though. What do I know? Oceanic Center, Beach 1313 Foxtrot, with you, leaving 3,500, climbing 5,000.
Beach 1313 Foxtrot, Oceanic Center. Roger.
Oceanic
Altimeter 2,
Center.
977.
Oceanic Center, Private 726, with you at flight level 360.
Beach 1313 Foxtrot, cleared for VORDME runway 27 approach. Changed to advisory, frequency approved. Private 726, Oceanic Center. Roger.
Just sounds funny. Cleared for VORDME runway 27 approach, Beach 1313 Foxtrot.
Oceanic Center, WestJet 313, with you at flight level 360.
WestJet 313, Oceanic Center.
Okay, so we need to fly the approach now. Alright, let's go ahead and turn off nav, turn on heading, and we will load up the procedure 427. That one right there, apparently. Why that one? Why not do ILS? I'm going to do ILS. I don't listen very well. Alright. Vectors. I'm curious. I usually do vectors and it routes me in a weird way. Let's do IWD and see what that does. Or do I want to do that? I don't know. Let's find out. Well, I don't know. Oh, load? Activate. Let's activate them. Zoom out here. Uh-oh. That was weird. What happened here? We're losing... We're losing our engine. What happened? Well, this can't be good. This is not good at all.
Gogebic-Iron County Unicorn, Beach
We ran out of
1857
fuel.
Delta.
Beach 1857 Delta, Gogebic-Iron County, Unicorn. Go ahead.
Beach 1857
No wonder
Delta.
it was leaning to one side.
Request airport information.
Beach 1857 Delta, altimeter 2977, weigh in 230 at 4, and use runway 27.
Beach 1857 Delta. Gogebic-Iron County traffic, Beach 1857 Delta. Taxi into runway 27, Gogebic-Iron go.
I thought we had more fuel. I guess not. Well, at least we got fuel over here. No. Well, that explains why we were moving to one side. So the airport is 8 miles in front of us, somewhere. It's out there somewhere. Should be right in front of us. So they want us to land on runway 27. We're going to have to pass it and come around the other direction. That's happened on the other simulators too, where I have the air traffic program. It's like, pass it and come back the other direction. You know, to make this more realistic, I should have like a red light shining up on me. But sorry, my phone does not have a red light. It has a white light. And it's making sounds. I'm looking to see if the Great Lake, if it's frozen or not. I don't think it should be lit up like that, though. I don't know, I could be wrong. Still not seeing the airport. Oh, there it is. There it is. There it goes. It was in front of us. We apparently lost some visibility.
Gogebic-Iron County traffic, Beach 1857 Delta. Taking runway 27, departing to the south, Gogebic-Iron go.
Gogebic-Iron go. Alright, I'm going to set ourselves up at 4,000 here. Gonna set this thing to go down. There we go. We should make that 35. This doesn't look like runway 27, does it? It looks like it's lining us up different. Oh, it's taking us to IWD. What? I don't know. Hold on. Let's load up the other approach. Oh, vectors to final. Maybe that would work. Ah! Okay. That's a little bit more like it. So we need to go here. About 22 miles away. My goodness. I don't think we're going to go that far. Okay, you're getting dangerously close to the numerical keypad. That's not what we want. Yep, there it is. It's not runway 27, but is just hard to see at night. It's not very bright. Something tells me that we should probably not be flying over the runway like this.
Gogebic-Iron County traffic, Beach 1857 Delta, leaving the area to the south. Gogebic-Iron go.
Gogebic-Iron go. So let's see, we're going to go upwind. Or is it downwind? No, it's upwind, right? Because when you're going the opposite direction of the runway flow, I think that's upwind. So we're going to go upwind of the runway. And we'll turn around and hit our waypoint. Of course, it showed the traffic pattern on the other side of the runway. Maybe that's the way we're supposed to go. We kind of do our own thing. That's how we roll here. We do our own thing. Of course, if this was VATSIM, that probably wouldn't be cool. But then VATSIM probably wouldn't have any coverage in this area. I mean, I'll admit VATSIM is cool, but if you're looking to have ATC coverage, you know, and all its glory, you know, where you've got full coverage the whole way, VATSIM just doesn't cover it. You know, unless they have an event going on. If they have a fly-in event, then they wind up having all the controllers that are supposed to be there, and then it's really cool. Now, something I've done before is fly with the simulated ATC, and then when I get to the area that has coverage, I'll turn that off and use the actual coverage. Of course, you're supposed to turn your air traffic off, if I'm not mistaken, otherwise it creates problems. turning? Why are we turning here? How far are we? About 6 minutes, 13 miles. I guess to get to this point. There's the runway over there. We could probably try landing. It might be far enough, but give it a little bit more here. Figure what I'll do is the little ILS marker is I'll come in right where that begins, and that should give us plenty of time to line up with the runway and get locked in. Dark it is. But those rivers are sure lit up. Got no problem seeing the rivers and the lakes. All right. So I believe we're turning base at the moment, which I think it will give us the option to say here. Let's see. Nope. Thought it might. Okay, Talia, go lay over there. Now. Guess we're getting close. Talia, you have such the wrong moments that sit here in front of me. Gogebic-Iron County, traffic, Beach 1313 Foxtrot, on final for runway 27, Gogebic-Iron County. Oh, it didn't understand me. Gogebic-Iron County, traffic, Beach 1313 Foxtrot, on final for runway 27, Gogebic-Iron County. I didn't understood that. Go lay down, not in front of me. see? Got us turning in here. I think if I switch this over to nav, it should get us lined up. And then all we have to do is worry about our altitude. That's right. No, no, no. Go over there, lay down. Sounds like I'm talking to a dog. Oh, it's not working. It's sending me in a completely different direction. Oh my goodness. It's completely dark out there. Boy, I can't see anything. There we go. Now we can see something. I can see that we're not going to be lined up. Alright, let's... using the GPS here. Oh. Landing gear down. Let's get our landing lights and stuff on here. There we go. That way we can see. We need to see. We're on the outer marker. We're 2 miles from the... Where the heck is it? Holy crap, there it is. This could be a very interesting landing. Considering we are way too high. Most pilots would probably do a go-around, but not me. We live on the edge over here. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Come on. Nice and easy. Get over there. Oh no, shut up. Now's not the right time to complain. No, now's not the right time to stand in front of me either. Come on. Ugh. Oh, okay. flaps up. I bet that looked like a crazy landing. That looks like a taxiway. You be careful, Talia. Gogebic-Iron County traffic, Beach 1313 Foxtrot, clear of runway 27, Gogebic-Iron County. Oh, would you stop? Gogebic-Iron County traffic, Beach 1313 Foxtrot, clear of runway 27, Gogebic-Iron Co. Alright, I'll say Co if you want me to. Move into parking here. Look! Fuel! That's something we need. We'll just park it right over here. See, except I don't think the fuel thing actually works with this aircraft. It seems to on other ones, but not on this one. So, we'll do that manually. In the meantime, time to get everything... Oh, I was supposed to close those cow flaps. Oops. That's why you have a checklist. Go ahead and turn all that stuff off. And the radios. And pull out the mixture. Turn off magnetos. Turn off lights. And that's it. Alright, so we are here at Gogebic-Iron County. We almost had a really nasty landing. I have damage turned off, so it's probably not going to say anything like the landing gear was damaged or anything. Well, let's just take a look and see. See, look, it's telling me I flew 11 hours so far. Well, yeah, it's in excellent shape, of course, because I have damage off. I was having a problem. It's like it always busted the flaps, so every single time it seemed like it was always doing it, so I just turned damage off. Anyway, that's it for our flight. Be sure to check this out on the other simulators, just for fun and for comparison, just to see how they are. And I will see you on the next leg of our journey. For more future flight simulator content, consider leaving a like and subscribing. There's also other videos you might want to check out, where we fly this same flight on other flight simulators. Thanks a ton for watching, and I'll see you around. Watch out for the birds.